Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. It's February 2nd, 2021. Let's begin. First up, we're going to take a look at your weather from meteorologist Kevin Skrupa. Snowstorm keeps moving north, several additional inches likely in northern New Hampshire. Let's take a look at that weather video from meteorologist Kevin Skrupa right now.
Challenge yourself to the career you want. Challenge accepted. Purdue University Global. Affordable online education for driven working adults. Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
Punxsutawney Phil says 6 more weeks of winter this morning, and it certainly looks and feels like it out there. Winter storm warnings remain in effect for a good portion of the state. Most focused of the snow and toughest travel left over now will be anywhere from north of the Lakes region through the Mount Washington Valley, White Mountains, Great North Woods, where several additional inches of snow are expected. From the Upper Valley southward, we are looking at the best potential of any additional snow, coming with occasional snow showers or flurries around that swirl of an area of low pressure that continues. Upper 20s, lower 30s, wind gusting over 25 miles an hour, so an extra bite to the air. And as you will notice on Futurecast this afternoon, a lot of the more focused accumulating snow will be up north, while in central and southern areas we'll see some occasional lighter snow, which could total up to an additional inch or two in places. It continues tonight up north, and a northwesterly wind will finally push this entire system away from us. Partly sunny skies on Thursday afternoon, and then the next system arrives on Friday. It looks like a band of light snow for central and northern areas, while it could be some mixing going on or plain rain in southern parts of the state. It will be a quick mover that'll get us right back to sunshine on Saturday before another system tries to arrive on Sunday. There's a look at your extended forecast. Several additional inches of snow for the White Mountains and the Great North Woods. Spotty light coating or an inch left over now in southern areas from what we see through the remainder of the day, and some occasional snow showers tomorrow.
Okay, and that is a look at your weather forecast from meteorologist Kevin Skrupa. And also we can tell you that there is a coastal flood warning in effect. High tide will be at 2:30 p.m. this afternoon. Let's listen to meteorologist Haley LaPointe with more about the coastal flood warning in the high tide that will be coming at 2:30 p.m. this afternoon. Let's go to meteorologist Haley LaPointe right now with that information.
With the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, Preferred Rewards members can earn up to 5.25% cash back on online shopping, making the essentials even more rewarding.
To give you a heads up, if you at the coast, there is a coastal flood warning that has been issued for the high tide that happens at 2:30 this afternoon. At 2:13 this morning, there was a high tide where there was some splashover and minor flooding, and we're expecting that again at 2:30 this afternoon. So splashover, minor flooding in some of the usual spots, all a possibility, especially as these winds continue to crank there at the coast.
Okay. Again, at 2:30 this afternoon, we could expect to see some high tide and splash over. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on that at 2:30 this afternoon. And now let's get to your news. Let's take a look at your COVID-19 updates in New Hampshire, what you need to know. Let's take a look at that information for all of you right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 6,058 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 26,296,906 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 1,059 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 193 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 442,962 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 421. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 8,837. Now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, new hospitalization, and red, deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases. Orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths, and blue, recovered. And let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate, positive PCR and antigen test rate, and daily PCR tests. Let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases and female and male of cases. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder of your common symptoms. Fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Cleanup continues in much of New Hampshire after storm dumps foot of snow. Snow to fall across northern New Hampshire for most of today. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer and Jessica Moran.
Difference a few hours makes Amy visibility much improved, not just because it's lighter, but also the snow which was falling in at 1 inch to 2 inches an hour overnight appears to have stopped here for the most part. You can see as you take a look at the Everett Turnpike that the snow has been cleared off the roads. However, they do remain wet. Secondary roads also said to be a bit of a problem, and the speed limit here on the Everett has been dropped down to 45 miles per hour. A big concern as we move through the day will be the winds. Energy companies, utilities concerned about that, blowing branches down on the wires. So far, though, so good. No major outages reported. As a matter of fact, Eversource reporting only 2 outages in the entire state. Reporting live in Bedford, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Appointments to schedule second dose of COVID-19 vaccine now open. Appointments only visible to those eligible for a second dose. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
USAA for homeowners who like being ready. That's why we have safety tips for things like fires, home security, and USAA insurance just in case. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
If you already received your first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, the calendar and clinics will soon open up for your second dose.
We're going to be opening up second dose appointments. I want everybody to rest assured. If you got your first dose, you'll have a second dose appointment in a timely manner.
Expect an email on Monday, a reminder that starting at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, February 2nd, you can schedule your second dose or reschedule to an earlier appointment through the vams.cdc.gov website. You'll be asked to log in with the same username, that's your email address, and password that you used to schedule your first appointment. Forgot your password? You'll be able to reset it. If rescheduling, you will have to cancel one appointment before making a new one.
You have to cancel one appointment to make a new one, but they'll be able to go in, they'll be able to see all the appointments that are available, cancel their old one, move it up, get the new one, and that'll open up that other appointment for a first dose recipient.
The state says if you already scheduled your second dose within 1 week after the recommended interval, 21 days for the Pfizer vaccine, 28 days for Moderna, then you don't need to do anything. Keep your appointment. Otherwise, reschedule to an earlier date.
We'll have enough appointments so that everybody will be able to get theirs at a reasonable time. It will not be 40 days out. Some will be able to book right on the date that it's due, that they're eligible, and some it'll be out 2, 3, 4 days from a logistics standpoint, but it certainly will not be very long.
The state recommends you return to the same location where you got your first vaccine. If you went to a closed clinic through a regional public health network, that network should help you schedule the second dose.
And the state says similar scheduling will apply to everyone after they get their first dose. They also expect to move first dose appointments earlier as more vaccine arrives. Tonight, we also learned staff will be increased at the call centers to help people struggling to make appointments. If you need help, log on to vaccines.nh.gov or call 211. Live in the studio tonight, Jean Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Fire causes major damage to the Jefferson Town Hall. No injuries reported. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When it's time to invest in a new roof, be smart and look at more factors than just the final price. Not all roofs are the same, and not all roofers are the same. Ask the questions. Do they offer warranties? Are they fully?
And we do begin tonight with that breaking news. A fire that ripped through Jefferson Town Hall is now under control. Take a look at that picture from earlier tonight. Crews from multiple towns responded to help fight that blaze. And the fire chief telling News 9 the fire station next door has sustained exterior heat damage, but flames thankfully did not spread into the firehouse.
So the first 911 calls came in just after 7 o'clock tonight. Fire officials say at this hour, the town hall portion of the building is a complete loss, and the town office portion is heavily damaged, but still standing. You can see in this photo what's left of the building. The cause is under investigation tonight.
Selectman Kevin Meehan telling News 9 the wind and cold have made the situation very difficult for crews out there. We also spoke with the chairman of the select board, who is calling this an unbelievable loss for the town.
It's really, it's not just a loss, but you worry about the folks out there trying to fight this. The winds up here right now are in the mid-30s, and it's almost non-stop at that. And you just think of a fire tonight with that type of wind and trying to fight it, and you just hope that everybody is okay and nobody gets hurt out of this.
And thankfully, so far, we have not received any reports of injuries. Of course, we are going to continue to follow this and bring you any updates as soon as we get them.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you back here later on today for another broadcast. I'll have news report coming up in a little bit. Don't go anywhere.